Good afternoon. My name is Trent Wilson, and today I'd like to discuss something that we have all had to contend with at some point or another in our lives, which is job seeking. To be more specific, I'll be talking about job seeking for a particular set of individuals, which are not inherently a protected class of worker, those with one or more tattoos, and how the selective hiring based on the exclusion of these individuals stifles creative diversity in the workplace. In the US, as of 2013, over 36% of adults between the ages of 18 and 25 have at least one tattoo, with that number increasing to over 40% of adults between the ages of 26 and 40. Americans spend about $45 on small pieces and an average of $150 per hour for large pieces, which means approximately 14% of the total US population, including all ages, spends $1.65 billion on tattoos annually. By these numbers, it's easy to see that tattoos, and those who sport them, are not an insignificant portion of our culture, and furthermore, our potential workforce. As for those who would seek to fill potential opportunities, approximately 16% of people aged 18 or 19 were unemployed during 2015. Those between the ages of 20 and 24 fared better with an average unemployment rate of 9.6%, with the unemployment rate of persons aged 25 and up a mere 3.8% on average. But what do all these figures have to do with job seekers, particularly in today's world? These statistics combine to paint a clear picture for job seekers in America today, especially for those between the ages of 18 and 40 years old. The younger you are, the more likely you're in need of a job, and the more likely you have a tattoo. This is quite the unfortunate combination because in America, tattoos are considered a form of expression and are therefore protected from criminal law under the Constitution, but are not federally protected in the workplace. Over 76% of employees interviewed feel as though tattoos can hurt a person's employment chance, and only 73% of employers say that they would hire an applicant with visible tattoos. In addition, 6% of those in charge of hiring decisions that actually have ink themselves would not hire someone with a visible tattoo. Buried within all of these numbers is one simple fact. Hiring managers are effectively eliminating 35 to 40% of potential employees because of their body art. This immediately limits the potential for diversity within a company on both levels of personality and creative thought. When recent McKinsey research proves the benefits of companies with more diverse staff, it's tough to rationalize narrowing a pool of applicants based on non-work-related criteria, especially when those benefits include better performing teams, more qualified applicants, increased revenue, an uptick in a company's overall economic growth, and a proven increase in creative ideas. The negative impact of tattoo exclusionary hiring only becomes further compounded when one considers the specific groups of people that are impacted on a greater scale than others. For example, while averages of 20% of Caucasians and African Americans have at least one tattoo, over 30% of Hispanics have one or more tattoos. This indirectly leads to a disproportionate amount of Hispanic individuals being removed from the job selection process when compared to those of other ethnic backgrounds. In addition, the job industry with the highest overall percentage of tattooed workers is the military, which, by no coincidence, is also the job industry with the most lenient policies on tattoos and piercings. However, this also means that any sample of potential workers containing military veterans will remove a larger portion of those applicants than those from any other job background, serving to continue the trend of unwelcome receptions and inadequate support for soldiers returning to civilian life. While it may be seen as a generally unfair practice, many employers maintain that they have good reason for their selective hiring techniques, including those that exclude tattooed applicants. This could be for a number of reasons, including the maintenance of a professional or traditional appearance, especially when a position involves face-to-face dealings with customers or clients. Many employers who are members of previous generations may also hold personal beliefs that a visible tattoo could be seen as offensive or intimidating, no matter the content of the piece or the way it's displayed. Fortunately, the United States does have a series of federal laws that makes it illegal to refuse to hire a person based on their race, national origin, gender, pregnancy, age, or religion, with some local governments expanding that list to include additional factors, such as the sexual orientation of the applicant. However, only a few local governments, including Washington, D.C., Madison, Wisconsin, Santa Cruz, California, and Urbana, Illinois, currently prohibit discrimination based on personal appearance, which does include body art. Yet, even there, courts have been deferential to employers defending claims of body art discrimination so long as the employer can provide a reasonable business purpose for their rule and is flexible in accommodating the body art by permitting the employee to cover it. What's more vexing still is the group of employers who exclude tattooed applicants because of personal bias, believing that those individuals are inherently less intelligent, more aggressive, or have undesirable social ties based solely on the presence of their body art. Interestingly, some advocates, including STOPPA, or Support Tattoos and Piercings at Work, have proposed that an aversion to tattoos could actually be seen as a double standard when compared to the lack of aversion to beautification modifications, such as Botox injections, breast enhancements, fake eyebrows, or nail extensions. In the case of these modifications, many employers have no policy in place that an employee would be expected to remove or hide these procedures at all. Personally, as an individual that does have multiple tattoos and who falls within the age range of those with most tattoos overall, I have experienced issues with my body art in the workplace. However, as someone who does wish to pursue a career in an industry as competitive as game design, I do worry about the potential of lost opportunities based on physical appearance or willingness to hide my tattoos. In an effort to lessen these stresses on both myself and future generations, I have begun further researching advocacy groups and movements who seek to end tattoo discrimination in the workplace, including the aforementioned STOPPA and ATOP, or the Alliance of Tattooed or Pierced Professionals, and I encourage others to do the same. With enough support of these movements, such discrimination could be eradicated in a surprisingly short period of time. I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation.